Oh, who goes there? I hope this is important. Otherwise, you're going to burn, along with my useless personal guard, getting punishment for wasting my time. Depends on who's asking and what they want. All right, just be quick. I'm not known for my patience.
Dozens of the best Del Reader warriors are holding the temple.
I'm sure that when Galahad arrives, we will be able to defeat them together. I know it won't be easy, but it is the only way.
Can't you see that One Eye will stop at nothing to destroy Camelot and all its representatives, including us?
I wouldn't expect anything else from that bunch of savages. What they consider their greatest power is, in fact, their greatest weakness. Their blind fury is no match for the tactics of Camelot's army.
What bloody tactics? What are you on about? It's like talking to a bloody wall. You're here, finally. Tell me you have good news, or I'm gonna lose it.
What?
Phew. One less thing to worry about.
Traitor! You are both traitors!
Fergus, calm down. For obvious reasons, I couldn't tell you anything about this, and judging by your reaction, I were right. You have to understand, it were the only reasonable solution to the situation we're in.
Reasonable? No reason could excuse such treachery.
Not even a full-blown war between Camelot and the tribes unfolding on our territory, in the haze of the weirdness as well.
Camelot is our sovereign. Sovereigns don't betray their subjects, and the subjects shouldn't betray their sovereigns. We have served Camelot since the foundation of the Horns of the South. If we are to fall, we should fall under Camelot's banner.
Please, just stop that drivel. Camelot decided we can't handle our orders. And we can't, because instead of sending us decent recruits, they send drunkards, scum, and thieves. Anyone who are left in the villages after the army has already taken the ones who are any use. And what do Camelot do? They send the butcher to motivate us. And how does Galahad motivate people?
But...
Do you really want people to burn on the stake because their boots weren't shiny enough, do you?
I won't listen to this anymore.
That wasn't so bad. He feels slighted, and we need to give him time to think it over, but I'm sure he'll eventually understand. Thank you for the help. Without you, this could have ended tragically. Now, I have to figure out how to deal with the tribes, but in a way that works for us. And I have to explain all of this to my men. I don't know which of those things will be more difficult, to be honest. An honest matter. What do you need? Ah, right. See, the problem with Excalibur, or indeed any of King Arthur's blades, is that you need to prove you're worthy of wielding it. How are you supposed to do that? Hell knows. But if the pin that secured your entry to the horns has led you here, I think I know what the one who gave it to you might have been thinking. You see, there are many different legends. According to one of them, there are a few places on Avalon where you can prove yourself worthy, whatever that means. And one of those places, as you can probably guess, is nearby. Have you seen the old gong in the sunken village? Well, many years ago, when people still went to the woods for a shit instead of using a privy, it was part of a certain ritual. Only the people who passed the ritual could become keepers. Well, none of the living keepers were recruited that way, so we don't really know what happens during the ritual. That's why Galahad now appoints keepers and the captain chooses them. It's just safer that way. I only know that you need to sound the gong and then lie down to sleep at its base. If you wake up, when you wake up again in the morning, you'll know you've been deemed worthy. Unfortunately, the gong is broken, so first you'll need to find a way to fix it, and since it's made of weird steel, that's not going to be easy, is it? Fortunately, Oshbrit should be able to help you. A little bird told me he likes to play with weird steel when nobody's looking. Just tell him I sent you, and he won't give you any trouble. Go, and may the southern wind be in your favour. If you need anything from the old captain, you know where to find me.
You must have questions, and I still have time. Speak. He found me himself. He made contact with her nest. She deals with the acquisition of various goods. The captain is not a person who inspires confidence. Not among the Dalriada, at least. He uses flowery speech to paint incredible visions. But it's not enough to persuade us. For us, it's the substance that matters, not the style. Nest had him figured out. And it took me a year before I decided to meet him and hear his ideas. Ah, yes. We ended up there looking for a place for a camp. It was quite a coincidence. Get acquainted with what you find inside. I won't force any judgment on you. However, I believe you will know what to do next. I understand. I used to be like you. But I'm afraid that trying in vain to stay neutral would be an even worse solution. Why does the wolf feed the poacher? That's not hatred. The wolf doesn't know whether it's being killed for its pelt, or to serve as senseless proof of its murderous courage. It only knows that when it is attacked, it needs to defend itself and its young. We care about survival. The right to live. That's not much. We tried. Previously, the captain and I were planning a more peaceful solution. Brandon was to find out how Camelot would feel about working together with the tribes. In return, they would, well, leave us be. No more holy wars. No more snatching our warriors for experiments in the island asylum. Fair accounting of the resources we mine. Recognition of our right to the forlorn swords. The land that was granted to us by an oath King Arthur himself swore to our ancestors. But if they'd rather provoke us into forcing the peace, so be it.
Hold your ground, men. I don't care about your excuses, you sons of fishes. That wasn't the deal.
Sir Galahad, if it turns out that the temple is safe, we will welcome you with due respect. Your journey won't go to waste.
And if it turns out that the Dalriada are still holding back, we'll organize a raid. The men of the Horns of the South are grateful for your arrival.
I'll show you gratitude. I know there's a conspiracy here. How the hell is it possible, with so much gold going to the south, it's still such a mess? Bandits everywhere. The Dalrita in our temple. What else? You're going to buy some whores and open a brothel? Oh, no, wait. I forgot. The entire place is in lockdown, and you're hiding inside the walls like a bunch of women. You don't need any more of them. You're doing fine on your own. Oh no, you fish-faced cretins. Enough is enough. Someone will hang this night.
Oh, that's our helper. They bring us news about the situation in the temple.
Sir, it's the reason our guest could be our messenger. They're the only person not obligated to stay under the lockdown.
It could be a wedding wreath for all I care. I don't give a shit about some Camelotian pins. It could have been taken off a corpse or stolen from a museum. You think some vagrant with a piece of metal can help you explain all this? Come on, wandering pin, talk. What's going on with the temple? Keep talking like that and you'll hang too. Report, now. Oh, so it could be done after all. See? No point coming here then. Ugh, fine. Have it your way. I'll stay until the end of the day. If you have something for me to settle, now's the time. And I'd like for this place to stop stinking so much. We don't always get what we want. There's no way. I know that you killed One Eye, and I'm sure one day I'll bring back a shiny medal for you. But Camelot doesn't allow the appointment of new keepers. At least, not until we eradicate all those Riata dogs. Oi, Pin! Is that how you talk to a knight? How do you feel about sizzling for a bit? Just joking. You're actually right. But it's not up to me. I've got my orders, and I'll make sure they are followed. Were it up to me, you'd already have the job. It's been a long time since they've had someone so decent here. All right, I'm leaving. I can't stand the stench of fish any longer.
One less thing to worry about. Galahad won't burn half of the garrison on the stake, and I'll make sure Camelot hears how much she helped us. It's a win for all of us. Well, except for the tribes. Good job.
Oh, who goes there? I hope this is important. Otherwise you're going to burn, along with my useless personal guard, getting punishment for wasting my time. Depends on who's asking and what they want. All right, just be quick. I'm not known for my patience. Well, if you put it like that, then yes, it's me, Galahad the Pure. And I do like talking about myself. Go on, ask away. Because it's my shitty job to keep an eye on those lazy fish eaters. The gold keeps pouring in, and I need to make sure they're doing something sensible with it. And then there are the Dalrita in the region. Their presence here guarantees the downfall of the South. I don't like anything failing on my watch. The Dalrita may be primitive, but they know how to swing their axes, I'll give them that. We may have to send some troops from Camelot to help the Keepers wipe those savages out. Only the combined forces of Camelot and the Horns of the South can ensure safety for all of us. Traitors, the lot of them. Savages and traitors. That's what I'll tell you. Did you know that they used to be on our side? Arthur gave them the forlorn swords to manage as they saw fit. It was a prosperous place. They were supposed to keep an eye on the giants, deliver iron, and chase after their cousins, or whatever else they fancied doing. But no, that wasn't enough. They just had to spread all over the South. Start talking about independence. About some supposed things owed to them. There was no independence from Camelot. We don't owe them crap. On Avalon, there is only Camelot, and this is the only way for us humans, to survive. If these nearsighted mongrels ever saw the horrors of the weirdness firsthand, they never even dream about independence. But the good news, if they kneel before Camelot soon, then I'll personally make sure that their elders burn. Mark my words. There are some sins that cannot be forgiven, and treason is one of them. The moment they actually declare war, I'll be there. Oh, yes. I'll personally deliver justice to them. And fire. Fire purifies everything. Burn a man and you burn away all of his sins. For some, this is the only way to be redeemed. And there is no sight more beautiful than the glow of a blazing fire against the night sky. But enough of all this. I'm not stupid, you know. Did you think I wouldn't notice the pin you have on your clothes? Look here. I have a similar one. You're not here by accident. So, do you care to explain why you're really here? Or should I ready my sword? He does. And he sent you to do it, I presume. Don't give me that face. I'm too old to fall for that kind of crap. You want me to believe that you're here to warn me? Why? Out of the goodness of your heart? Don't make me laugh. Brandon is too smart to tell nobody his plans. If word of such treason got out, his own quartermaster would have thrown him in jail. I don't know who you are, but it seems he thought you were stupid enough, or disposable enough, to challenge a knight of the Round Table. What did you say? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. So what? Were you expecting a reward for telling me this? Pouch of shiny gold coins? That's the problem with you peasants. You crave tales about honor and great men, and yet you're never able to live up to them. It's actions, not words, that make a man. That make a knight. You should have brought me Brandon's head if you expected me to believe you. Ugh, I've had enough of you. Your face, your smell, the stench of a traitor makes me sick. Now, draw your weapon. At least you can die with honor, you disgusting mongrel.
So, what do you think? Yes, it's all a facade, and it's just seawall. Think what else they must be hiding, Really, there's no point in invoking tradition any longer, because it's worth shit. The only thing that matters is safety and loyalty towards the one who can provide it. Now I'd say it looks like someone needs to die. And somehow, you unwittingly became the most important person in the region because your decision will change how the entire situation unfolds. Galahad needs to die, of course. That will solve some of our problems. We'll say he got himself into trouble, and then we'll sweep the entire matter under the rug. We'll be able to continue our talks with the tribes. By the time someone in Camelot finally gets off their ass and comes to investigate what's happening here, it'll be too late. Why are you acting so surprised? I mean, it's either him or us, right? If we allow him to nose around here, he'll quickly find out about my plan for advancing the south. And if he does find out, I promise I'll drag you down with me. I mean, you are a friend of the Del Reader, aren't you? I doubt there is any other way that wouldn't result in a full-blown war between Camelot and the tribes. And without half our garrison ended up burnt or on a stake for treason or some other nonsense. Meanwhile, I can't afford to target any of them myself, or it would complicate the situation even further. As you see, you're the only one that can do it. So I'll leave the choice to you. Seriously? After everything I just told you? Oh, if there's no other way, then perhaps it's a good thing that I'm about to kill an idiot just like you. You just proved that you were never worth making such an important decision.
You're back. What news do you bring? But how? Where did you fight? How did this happen? What? I knew there was something wrong. I just knew it. He locked us all inside the walls and disappeared. He did some shady business with Orla, and his quarters were cluttered with texts about the Dalriada. And all those nonsensical orders, and his almost complete lack of respect towards our traditions, I should have guessed sooner. It's good that you discovered the truth and weren't afraid to make a hard decision. Although personally, I wish you'd taken him alive and brought him to Galahad for a trial. On the other hand, knowing Galahad, it's better for Brandon that he died in combat like a soldier, not on a stake like a traitor. Brandon was who he was, and in many matters, we didn't see eye to eye. But I didn't expect him to meet such a fate. Obviously, his treason is unforgivable. But even I have to admit that under his rule, our keep has been slowly but steadily recovering from near ruin. Working with the Dalriada, it's treason and sheer folly. But I never wished for his death. We need to prepare for war with the Dalriada. But first, Galahad needs to appoint a new captain. I suspect he didn't actually know how to do it. He might have guessed, like I did. We are in your debt, so I can share my knowledge with you. According to what we know from history, the Keepers of old could wield Excalibur without the immediate loss of life energy. Maybe not long enough to use it in battle, but they weren't dropping like flies from a mere touch. But they were recruited differently from us. I suppose there was a method in that. They proved they were worthy, and that's something you very often see in the legends surrounding King Arthur. So, if I were you, I'd start with becoming a keeper. I truly can't imagine a better person for the job. But until a new captain is appointed, we can't recruit new keepers. And the new captain must be appointed by Galahad, so you need to wait until he gets here. But, now that I think of it, maybe the solution is our old ritual. Have you seen the old gong in the sunken village? It used to be a part of an old ritual to join the Horns of the South. Unfortunately, it's broken, so first you'll need to find a way to fix it. Maybe Osbrit could help you. I only know that you need to sound the gong, and then lie down to sleep at its base. When you wake up, you'll know if you were deemed worthy. This tradition dates back to the beginnings of the Horns of the South. Anyone who survives the ritual must be recognized as a keeper of the South. It's one of the reasons my predecessors rejected that form of recruitment. A lot of new recruits never woke up, so in time there were fewer and fewer of them altogether. That's why Galahad now appoints the keepers chosen for him by the captain. I'm afraid that in the current situation, it's the only way of becoming a keeper, and as a result, possibly being able to hold Excalibur for a bit longer. It's your risk and your decision. I told you everything I know. Thank you, on behalf of the entire Horns of the South. It's been a long time since we hosted someone so committed to our cause. May the wind always blow on your back.
Why would you want to fix it? Do you even know what it is? Take some advice from an old man. If there's a giant ancient statue that somebody tried to turn to dust, they must have had a good reason for it. Well, if you put it that way, then I suppose I have to tell you the truth. Otherwise, the terror from the sea will bite me in the ass while I bathe. Of course, I can fix it. You just have to bring me what remains of that monstrosity. And some weirdstone. Problem is that there was only one source of weirdstone in the south. The Great Mine. But since the entrance collapsed, well, it looks like you're out of luck. How did you... Oh, forget it. I don't even want to know. Just give me a moment. Here. That should do it. Do whatever you need to if you're really sure about this. But please try to come back alive.
Disturb my peace. You made an oath never to summon me again. Oh, I was not expecting to see you again. Not so soon, at least. Welcome, old friend.
Easy, my ally. Let me talk to him.
I assume you came for what you entrusted me with last time.
I can see that you know me, but I am a mere shadow of my true self. I don't remember you, Lord of the Seas. Forgive me.
That's what you told me, my friend. When we next see each other, you will not remember me. But you are here now. The will and the power led you back to this place. Tell me, are you worthy of retrieving what you left under my protection?
Lord of the Seas, to be worthy, I must become whole. I will humbly accept your judgment.
That's what I wanted to hear. Take the sword. Remember.
Finally, I can see through the mist. Yes, I know who I am. I know what must be done. I am Arthur Pendragon, the once and future king. I am the one who brought people to Avalon. I am the one responsible for their fate. I will once more be their salvation. Caradoc. I know this name, but my memories are still clouded. It rings hollow, like an echo. I am not yet fully myself. You have found but a part of me. And I have seen what you have seen. Pain, struggle, desperation. Once, the people of this land trusted me. It is my responsibility to reward this trust and to safeguard the future of Avalon. Now I understand what was burning so hot inside me. I need to save this realm. But I need your help, my friend. Will you lend me your strength once more? Then arise, young knight. Together we will save this land. I will lend you my strength and my guidance. The journey ahead will be hard, but you have already proven yourself worthy.
When Galahad discovered what the captain was up to, he made the masses pay. With the full force of his fury, he purged every scrap of corruption from the land. Then he rode with the Camelot Knights to battle against the Dal Rita. With Fergus left in charge, you trust that the fort is in honorable hands. But will honor be valued in the upcoming turmoil?